Hey everybody, welcome to the Long Ash Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Arangio, Secret Chris. Last week was Nick Libretti's final episode on the podcast. I'm back from paternity leave. My wife and I welcomed a beautiful baby boy back in April, and I'm back to work. I've missed you guys. I haven't smoked as much on break like I do when I'm at work. I've missed the job, doing things here. So it's nice to be breaking up the monotony of having a daughter who's 3 going on 13 and a crying infant all the time. But no, in all seriousness, things are going pretty well. I know Nick has done a few of these solo episodes on his own. And I just kind of wanted to reintroduce to you guys what the new format's going to be. I think back in March or even April, Nick and I did our last episode together as co-hosts, and we kind of discussed what the plan was here for the podcast. Nick is going to be coming on from time to time when we do our top 25 at the end of the year, since him, myself, a few others here curate the list as well. So we'll come on to talk about that. We may kind of adapt if these are for our old listeners who's used to Picks with Sticks about 2 years ago. Might bring in Nick and Derek to come on and talk about some football when football season starts in a few months. But the goal really is to, when we have guests on, some guests will be here to inform you. Some guests will be here just to kind of shoot the shit. We kind of still want to keep that same, vibe or energy of just like two friends sitting down, having a cigar and BSing. I do want to have eventually our new man behind the camera, Tyler, on here to maybe try a cigar for the first time while we talk about, he goes to the movies, I think, every day during the week because he has that AMC A-list. So we'll be able to talk about movies. I was able to catch up. I didn't catch up on any sleep while the new baby was here, but I did catch up on a lot of TV shows and movies. So we could always talk about that like Nick and I used to. But yeah, we're still going to bring you some things, like I said, some informative, some guests on from previous collaborations we've done. Still going to get a chance to have manufacturers on whenever the time comes. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed these episodes so far for the past 3 months. And I really do hope you guys continue to listen as we kind of readjust on what we're doing here. Nick is not forever gone, but he won't be on every episode, like I said. So today I'm enjoying the blood medicine from Crown Heads. I believe this was... I don't know if this is the one that it was not the one that came out, the new size that came out at PCA. It was another convention earlier this year. I'm going to guess TP. It's a different size. I first smoked the blood medicine when I visited Crown Heads back in 2021. I was doing an event down in Nashville, and John Uber of Crown Heads went to the headquarters of Crown Heads, and he gave us a blood medicine and a few other smokes. And I've been saving this one for something special because I feel like this is kind of a new, I don't want to say new era, but we are kind of changing the tide here. And I figured I'd bring in the new tide with a really good smoke. I believe that they're limited edition in a different size now, and they are available online. So today I really want to talk to you about some of the top cigars I smoked while I was on paternity leave. This probably will not be a long episode. Like I said, it's myself. I'm getting back into the swing of things. So I'm like a little, I don't know, what's a good analogy? Like a little deer trying to walk for the first time, trying to get on my feet and figure this whole thing out. Because usually I'm used to Nick ranting about, the Yankees or the price of salad or, I don't know, how he's not in bed by 9 p.m. So yeah, I didn't get to smoke as much as I usually do while I was on paternity leave. However, when I was on paternity leave, I was I had the opportunity to enjoy some of the cigars that were in my personal stash. Some I've smoked before. I didn't really get a chance to smoke any new cigars for the first time because I felt like I didn't know how much time I would have. So one of the cigars I was religiously smoking because it's always in my wheelhouse was the Henry Clay Warhawk Rebellion, or Rebellious. It's the sequel to the Henry Clay Warhawk, which was one of my favorites. Man, I think it came out in 2019. I smoked that cigar like religiously. The sequel to it, I'm a fan of. I think just the Warhawk will always have a special place in my heart, but the Henry Clay Warhawk Rebellion is definitely very similar to the Warhawk, but has a lot of unique features that make it different enough to bring in, I guess you'd say, like new smoking consumers as well. All right, so if you guys do know me, or if you followed me on here before, you might know that I'm a massive New York Knicks fan. They had a pretty good run in the playoffs this year, this spring, and into late May, really. I think like June 1st even. It wasn't their year, though. It felt like it was going to be their year, but it wasn't. And I told my wife if they do win the championship, I'm going to personally buy an Opus X, and I'm going to smoke that cigar at the championship parade on 7th Ave in Manhattan. But it didn't happen. Instead, I just got really depressed when they lost. It was sad. It was a sad time. But at the same time, I enjoyed their playoff run because if you are a fan of any sport, a sports team that hasn't done well for the Knicks, it's been like 62 years, 50-something years, 50 to 60-something years. They haven't really done anything relevant. This was a good playoff run. But yeah, I was able to enjoy myself watching a lot of Knicks games. They beat Boston. That means something to me. Any New York team that beats Boston is great. But after the Knicks beat Boston, I lit up a Davidoff Millennium. And I spoiled myself a little bit during my paternity leave. I smoked a handful of Davidoffs. The late hour. Oh, man. The Millennium. What else did I smoke from Davidoff? Oh, the Yamasa, one of my favorites. The Grand Cru. I had a stash. I kept some special cigars in my personal stash, so I enjoyed the Yamasa and the Davidoff Millennium, and it was a good treat. I was able to do it at nighttime when it was a little cooler out. For those who are, located in the Northeast tri-state area, you'll be able to relate to this. It was rainy and cold up until about, I think Memorial Day was freezing, right? It was like 60-something degrees on Memorial Day. It was pretty cold there. And then like once June hit, it became scorched earth. A few weeks ago, it was like 100-plus degrees without the humidity. It was brutal. I'm telling you, it was absolutely brutal out. So I had to wait until nighttime to really smoke. Smoking cigars I don't know what it does. It makes me sweat. It gets my body, like it just overheats my body a little bit. So at nighttime is the perfect time to really, for me, enjoy a cigar that's probably more on the medium to full-bodied side. But I have been able to enjoy a few cigars poolside during, July 4th weekend. So happy it was on a Friday this year. Got to really enjoy it right before I got back to work. And I was able to smoke. I like smoking something patriotic on July 4th. And I feel like Southern Draw, Robert Holt of Southern Draw, he's proud to be an American. He's proud to represent his cigars for the American people. He's really adamant on that, on making them, I think, he's shown his support for veterans such as himself. So I feel like a Southern Draw really does represent America really well. And I smoked a Southern Draw Rose of Sharon he made for his wife. That was a beautiful cigar, really good to enjoy in the morning with your cup of coffee. I smoked a few actually on July 4th. I'm usually I'll peel back the fourth wall here a little bit. I'm not a 3 to 4 cigar smoke, like 3 to 4 cigars a day smoker. I'll smoke like today. Well, I'm lying because this is my second one already today, and we're filming early in the morning. But when I'm at work, I'll smoke maybe 2 or 3 times a day. When I'm home, I'll smoke maybe once or twice. On the weekend, I don't really smoke that much on the weekend, but it's usually always first thing in the morning or a nightcap. But on July 4th, I was able to enjoy myself. I was able to enjoy a few cigars myself that day. In the afternoon, I shared my father-in-law loves the Arturo Fuente short stories. That was nice and short. It was so hot. I didn't want to take too long. I wanted to be in the pool all day during 4th of July. So I took about a 30-minute smoke session to enjoy the Arturo Fuente short story. That was a good one. You can't ever really go wrong with an Arturo Fuente. They taste beautiful. And then at night, I enjoyed a Tatuaje Black Label. I don't even have a story for that. I saw it in my humidor. I was like, I'm going to sit out front, enjoy the fireworks. Where I moved to now, there's a lot of people who just just shoot off fireworks around the neighborhood. My one friend was like, hey, you going anywhere special to watch the fireworks? I said, literally my front yard. People, for about an hour and a half, it's just from all different directions. You get to sit there, enjoy. I enjoyed a nice Jack and Coke with a Tatuaje Black Label, and I was just watching my daughter just be enamored by the fireworks. It was a really cool way to end the 4th of July. Tyler, I have a question for you. I know they might not be able to hear you. You've seen the movie Sandlot, right?
Yeah.
Do you consider that a 4th of July movie?
I haven't seen it in quite some time, but I guess it's definitely a summer movie.
Yes.
I guess you could consider it a 4th of July.
There's an icon.
Is there a 4th of July scene?
There's an iconic 4th of July scene in there. That's why I ask.
Which one is it? I'm trying to remember.
What the pool? No. So it was right after the pool scene. Basically, the narrator's like, we didn't get to play a lot of night games because there was never lights at the Sandlot. But one night, there was one special night every summer we went to go play baseball at night, 4th of July, because of the fireworks. And there's shots of the kids running up, the big catcher, I think, Ham, he's getting a hot dog. He's like filling up his shirt with like food. And the guy, Benny, who's the only one that takes the baseball really seriously, he's the only one like playing baseball while all the other kids are just watching the fireworks. And the song America the Beautiful by Ray Charles, I believe, is playing. It's just so cinematic. It's I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but it was just beautiful. So that's why I last year I was watching it on 4th of July, same as this year. And last year I was like, there's not that many 4th of July movies. Is this considered a 4th of July movie? But I think it's more so in the realm of more so of a summer movie for sure. Because it takes place just a few weeks in the summer, yeah.
I would definitely consider it to be a 4th of July movie then, if it has a scene like that. I forgot about that scene.
Yeah, no. If you haven't rewatched it in a while, I watch it with my wife and I watch it because we just both love it, and yeah, it's very nostalgic, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, I would consider it like a 4th of July summer movie. So I ended up watching that at the end of the night. It's like watching Christmas Story on Christmas. Not as people don't do it as much as they watch A Christmas Story on Christmas. But Sandlot, I think, should be a staple on your 4th of July. I think you should have to watch it at least some part. And it came out in the 90s, so it's not like a 2.5 hour movie. I think it's under 2 hours, so you can easily watch it. But it's such a feel good movie. But yeah, that was pretty much. Like I said, I didn't get to smoke a lot during my break. I didn't really have the time. I am looking forward to trying out some new cigars that will be hitting the market eventually. I need to kind of brush myself up on what came out during PCA this year. That's when my child was born, around that time. I missed PCA, and then I missed Sinners. I haven't watched Sinners yet, and I don't know much about Sinners other than they're vampires, and I don't want to know anything else. All my friends, everyone I feel like on planet Earth has watched it before me. So I'm trying to stay spoiler free. Every time I was on Instagram or TikTok and I would see a reel about it, I would just quickly go. Like, Haley Steinfeld talking about it, or Ryan. I watched the videos where Ryan Coogler, the director and writer, would talk about the aspect ratio and the cinematography, because I felt like it wasn't spoiling much. But anything else, I didn't want to spoil. And unfortunately, Twitter, you scroll through Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, you scroll through there, there's like, they're making GIFs of it, and they have images of it and clips of it. So I tried to like stay spoiler free. But now that it's on streaming services, I'm going to have to watch it sometime this week so I could talk about it with someone. I remember I texted you one day talking about White Lotus because I finally caught up. I was trying to give you my theories, and you were like, you just sent me the shrug emoji, like, you have to wait and see. And I'm like, God damn it. But yeah, I was behind on a lot of stuff, and now I was able to catch up on watching some good TV shows that have been streaming this year so far. That's pretty much it. I think the last solo episode I did was when Nick and I went to Louisville for Bardstown. I haven't, like I said, I've been out of work for 3 months. I've tried focusing solely and heavily just on my time with my family. So I hope, some of the collaborations we did with Drew Estate, I hope you guys enjoyed those. We have a really cool collaboration coming up on Labor Day that I think we've been working on it for a very long time. So I hope that you guys will be enjoying that. I will say next week we're going to kind of do a AMA type episode, Ask Me Anything. So if you hear this or you see our Instagram story, make sure if you want to ask me anything, I will be answering any of the questions you guys have. I will be giving you guys a shout out on here on the episode of if you guys want to ask me anything cigar related, not cigar related. Just make sure you ask those questions, and we'll definitely have an episode like that. That'll be next week. And like I said, maybe in a few weeks, we'll have Tyler on here. I want to start bringing on some guests that we've had before that we've collaborated, some other guests that are going to be new. We'll bring back some familiar faces. I want to bring back Andy on, and Warren and Bobby, the guys who did the top 25 last year with us. And if you guys have any recommendations on any manufacturers you'd like to see on the podcast, you'd like to see me interview, please do not hesitate to comment on Instagram, on our YouTube channel, on Spotify. Let us know what you would like to see. I don't want to say, free for all kind of sounds like it's messy. I wouldn't say that this is what it is, but right now we are just trying to reinvent the podcast wheel per se, trying to figure out where this might go, and see what works, and honestly see what doesn't, because things are changing. We have over 300 episodes and 200 of them, I believe, maybe even more, were Nick and I. So I know some followers are used to seeing both of us. We are aware that the podcast might take a hit here and there because you're just seeing one person versus our dynamic. But we really do hope for those who are still listening to please stick with us, because we have a lot of cool things coming up. Might see if we can get an unboxing video on the podcast done here or there. And that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if this is a shorter episode. Like I said, we're just kind of getting back into the swing of things. Next week, we're going to be doing the Ask Chris Anything episode. So please make sure to go on Instagram. If you have any PG cigar-related questions or PG questions, we will answer them. Maybe PG-13. No rated R. No rated R. I don't want to get fired coming right back to work. So, but thank you guys please for sticking out the past few months, and who's been listening to us for the last 4 or 5 years now. I'm excited for this new journey. What? Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. None of those kind of questions. I won't call her out here. My friend asked me a very dirty ass question in front of everybody. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next Friday. Next week we will have the AMA type episode like I mentioned earlier. So please get those PG-13 related questions in there. Nothing about anything dirty. I will not answer them. I'll laugh, but I will not answer. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, the whole nine. Please go follow us. We're going to have some really great content coming in the next few months. And as Nick Libretti would say, and I need a new phrase, but I'll keep Nick Libretti's tradition alive. Keep it lit. He does the